It's been 4.5 days of utter painful agony with breathing. But finally, just like 45 minutes, an hour ago, I can breathe deeply again. I can I can cough loudly without any pain behind my liver. I went through a massive amount of pain when I was trying to record something about an hour ago, and I almost crashed my bicycle. I got on my bicycle for the first time since this problem, but I still had the pain behind my liver, and that final pain knocked it loose. And now it feels like it's lodged more in the front part of the lung. That's fine. I could take deep breaths at least. I get a little winded still, easier, but maybe I could work through that. But I mean, I'm talking a massive amount of pain, and I've had that for the past 4.5 days. It would just attack. I'd get spasms, I'd laugh, I'd have this sense of pride listening to the politics sometimes. And every time that emotion would hit, or that whatever shudder, a cough, a hiccup, a burp, those all would cause a massive amount of pain. I'd just be like, okay, I'm gonna, burp, but now I have to like let it out slowly and easily, because if it goes too hard and fast, it's just like, oh. And then early on, I really couldn't breathe. But yesterday, towards the end, I was able to breathe easier. The colds, the second, actually it happened overnight, about four nights ago, and the cold really made it worse. I didn't realize that until I walked into the emergency room, because I was just taking baby steps from my car just to get around. I was taking baby steps to get anywhere because the pain was so terrible. It was just such agonizing pain. But I got into the ER, and I signed up with a doctor to check me out, and I had x-rays done, which showed nothing. They were going to do blood and urine tests, but I declined that to save some money on this. I need to look into how much this all cost. And the doctor left me with 3 possibilities. I told him about my history. For the past 4 months, I had, ever since Pocatello, Idaho, when I drank that bad water that made my knees go fire up, I had massive pain in my left calf, which I still feel phantom pains. I think I got a permanent damage because the pain was so great. And then a couple months later, the massive pain in my left lung behind my spleen. That was tough to deal with. And then this most recent one behind my liver. So I've blown out my left and right lung and my left calf. What's next? My heart? When's that going to get a clot? I mean, this last clot, it's like the clots are getting bigger and bigger too. I have a history of clots. I believe it at least goes back to age 30. I did notice a lodging in my heart that went to my brain and then cleared. That was a terrible episode. And it's similar to what I've experienced this time, so I really need to watch issues with clots. I suspect a couple of different things, couple of habits that I had. I was really heavy into the high protein diet for a while, and throughout my 20s, a good 5 years, ate peanut butter every day, and I tried to keep natural, but I did eat a lot of peanut butter with hydrogenated oils in it. So there's some preservatives that might be stuck to my inner veins that are being dislodged now. I'm eating healthier because of all the gut pains I've been experiencing. That last one happened in Lewiston with that cop incident about 5 months ago now. Massive pain, and I decided, okay, I'm going to really focus on consuming more watery foods, more juicy fruits. I'm going to have to pay a little bit more money for the juicy fruits to try to keep water going through my colon. Maybe I've been eating too many dried foods, So I've been spending a little bit more money on that, and I wonder if maybe eating the fresher, juicier foods is contributing to me releasing clots too. To build up clots from all those dried foods, peanuts, tons of peanuts, tons of dried nuts and various things, because they tend to be cheaper, I believe, for preservative purposes. I also suspect that maybe it's the seat too. All right, and I've done a little something different here. If I could show, I use all this cushion. I'm using my cutting board to get some clearance. It's like when I sit on this, the cushion is pushed in, and these are metal. This is straight up metal right here. Both sides, left and right lung, exactly where these metal pieces are, pretty much. You can see I've been rubbing on them with that rub line. So I'm trying to bring this forward a little bit better. I've had an issue with bloody tailbone because of this metal down here. But this kind of pushes my hips forward, so I'm not rubbing my hip bone, and this is clearing my ribs now. And I just put that in, and I just found these pillows in the forest in another city. See, I'm a little tired from just doing that. So I'm doing some little, I can't say modifications, just moderations with the lifestyle. But I could take deep breaths. Just yesterday, it was like, when I took a deep breath, it was like, oh, I would be making noises too. When it hit me, I'd be like, oh. And luckily, I've been keeping my distance from people. I don't think anybody heard me. That's kind of embarrassing to just be walking down an aisle and just suddenly go, oh. Because it happens. It's like my body might have been trying to get rid of this blood clot. And every so often I'd have that spasm. And now that I got the final pain, I could see why there is a purpose to having that spasm. I'm a little surprised that last night I didn't clear it when a dog scared me. I was just walking into this dark house, and all of a sudden this dog waited till I got right up to it practically, and it went nuts. I believe it's a German Shepherd. It sounded just like one. And that sent me into a spasm. I couldn't breathe for a little bit because that was really intense. Not quite as intense as the bicycle ride when I was trying to record something, but it's pretty intense. I was like, oh my God. I should have died. I probably should have died at some points because I was just like, I could only breathe in just a little bit, so I had to do a lot of hyperventilating in short bursts. Because I just couldn't, I probably only had like 25% of my lung available for use, if that. And so I couldn't exert myself too much, and I had to watch my movements, even just bending over. I couldn't move. It was so painful bending over. I couldn't even, at one point, in the cold, a lot of the reason I couldn't move was because of the cold. The warmth seems to have improved it. Leaving the last city, coming here has improved my conditions. Even though I had 4 heat packs, 4 of those hand warmers in the cold, Flagstaff, it wasn't enough. It helped. I mean, it helped much better. But yeah, what you really need, well, I don't know. That's the thing. You got to dislodge it, but do you want to dislodge it in an intense way? Because I was coming to the conclusion last night that the hospitals know best on how to handle these pulmonary embolisms. You stay in the hospital for 5 days, 5 to 6 days. That's how long on average it clears. And that gives you a nice quiet environment and warmth. A warm, quiet environment is what they present for you. And quiet is a calm environment, because when you get stuttered by a dog walking down the street and you got a pulmonary embolism, that could kill you. You could suffocate because you need to get extra breath to deal with that stress. But in a way, it helps you dislodge the thing too. But I would probably say don't expect it to dislodge within a day or two, unless you're really young, because when I had that blood clot around my heart at age 30, I got that out within a day. So by eating onions and walking around, that moved pretty fast. But it's taken a little bit longer as I get older. So I really need to practice more prevention. I got ideas. All right. Like mixing raisins with ginger. I like that combination. I shouldn't be eating raisins by themselves. Eating more cayenne pepper. Maybe trying to do the aspirin. That gives me an upset stomach though a little bit. I've been eating it at night for the past 3 days. I don't know if I really like that so much. I don't know if there's anything else I wanted to mention. This has been such a traumatic incident. I recorded all in the moment problems on my health channel, and that'll serve as a reminder that I really need to watch what I'm doing. I mean, the solution is changing the seat cushion. Continue to eat healthy. Try to protect my gut with juicy fruits, juicy foods instead of dried foods. Exercise is a big one. That's pretty important. I just bought a footstool, and I'm using that to raise up my feet at the library. I want to raise my feet because I said the doctor gave me that information, and it's alluded to 3 things: DVT, PE, and then some kind of rib contusion injury. So I'm pretty sure it's PE, pulmonary embolism, that he was, he said he gave me a pamphlet as 3 possibilities, and most likely it is pulmonary embolism, which practically is saying it's a stroke for the lungs. All right, because that's what a stroke is. A stroke to the brain is just something getting lodged in there. So I pretty much had a stroke in my lungs. I've had 3 strokes in my calf and in my lungs now in the past 4 months, and I need to prevent the next one from occurring. I thought I was exercising pretty good, but maybe I'm not moving around enough. Maybe I'm not putting my feet up enough. So the stool is something new. Slight change in diet. I got new exercise ideas, but it is difficult in some cities to be able to carry out the type of exercise that I want to do. So that's a bummer, because there are times where I really feel like I want to exercise, but I'm like, well, I'm not really in a great area to do it, so I just avoid it, and that's frustrating. So maybe that's going to be my demise, just having to deal with civilization and the confines that it constricts exercise potential, because we have to prize our properties over the being highly mobile. More roads, less trails, right? So that's the vlog.